These two were made for each other. They're both tough and mean. Someone needs to tell his friend in the ring that he didn't need to bring a date. That man is going to change the whole pace of this match. He's not coming to the ring because he had a bad view from the back. He's out here for a reason. Wow. I just hope he brought his friend a change of clothes, because that's the worst looking outfit I've ever seen. Hey, who ordered a pizza? Oh, my mistake. I guess he's out here to help his friend. Guys, don't come out the ringside just to be a cheerleader. He's here for a reason. Why doesn't someone ask to see his ticket? Where's Donuts Dillinger when you need him? What is his buddy waiting for? He needs to get out there quick. When you're hung out to dry by a friend, it hurts worse than any beating in the world. It's hard to believe that his friend would be in the building and allow him to be suffering like that. I get the feeling that his friend might not be as much of a friend as he seems. The message isn't within the beating he's receiving. It's in the fact that his friend's in the building, but not even making an effort to help him. Tony, you should get down there and help him, because it's obvious to me that his friend isn't going to help him. It's amazing how he could be this close and yet do nothing to help. I don't get it. How can he just sit by idly and let this happen? Surely someone back there doesn't hate this poor slob. Surely someone wants to help him. I can't believe that there isn't a single guy in this building that doesn't hate him. Well, maybe I can, but still. Look, Tony, it's not like you need to catch a bus in order to get from the back of the arena to the ring. It's obvious to me no one's going to help him. I wonder how much more this man can take. I think that we'll get to see, but I can't believe that no one will help him. I've never seen this kind of hatred in my life. Why would his friend attack him like that? Like Lucy! He's going to have splaining to do, amigo, when he gets in the back. I don't think that his friend is going to easily forgive that mistake. Tony, when you go out to the ring, you're there to help your friend, not cost him the match. Someone needs to explain to him why he was out there, because it's obvious that he just didn't get it. What is this guy, a moron? Didn't he understand that he was out there to help his friend? Next time his friend needs to bring someone smart and someone he can trust to ringside. Boy, you hate to lose by disqualification, because you know it could have been prevented. And it doesn't help the matter that the guy that cost you the match was your friend. I thought that there were some bad feelings between these two, and pal, this just proves it. Uh-oh, he's lost it. His mind is completely gone. And now he's turned on his friend. The thing I can't believe, Tony, is why he didn't turn on this ham and egger a lot sooner. Big deal, the humanoids are shocked. I knew this was going to happen a long time ago. Call the nut house, because one of their patients has just snapped and he could really hurt someone, really bad. Tony, it just goes to show you, like I've said before, you can't trust anyone. One moment you're pals, the next moment somebody's trying to dent your skull. You know, Tony, if he didn't want to be friends with him anymore, I'm sure he could have chosen a less damaging way to tell him. There is no feeling like when a friend turns on a friend. This is worse than my 11th divorce. He is really ripping into him. I'm glad that he's gone. I always hated him. I knew he wouldn't last. He barely has the smarts to work an off and on switch. Only one man will win this battle royal, and that loser, I guarantee you, will not be that man. There are so many things that can go wrong in a battle royal, and that was just one of them. You don't get a second chance in a battle royal. He needs to learn from the Bobby Heenan school of battle royals. Run away until everyone else gets tired, and when they do, cheat. He should have remembered there are no rules in a battle royal and brought in a tire iron with him. He's got no one to blame but himself. There are no friends in a battle royal. When the WCW Championship Committee reviews this match, I think it's going to affect some future matchmaking, believe me. I was hoping to see a real fight tonight instead of this debacle. I've seen more action at a church social than I saw in this match. Hopefully the next time they'll really try. I've seen more damage suffered at a PTA bake-off from bad fruitcake. This match was awful. I've got it. If these two guys want to have a match like this again, we should charge them admission. I guess one guy came tonight to fight and the other guy just came to see the Nitro Girls because he sure didn't come to fight. That's the way it looks to me. I've enjoyed paper cuts more than I've enjoyed this match. This was a real stinkeroo. You know, the real losers in this match were you, me, and the fans for being forced to watch it. I've seen kids at a daycare center go at it more ferociously than these two. This match stank. You know, the best thing about this match was it's ended. Boy, am I glad this match is over. I think my eyes are starting to bleed. You know, these two guys should be fined heavily. Not for breaking the rules, but for having such a lousy match. The cops are going to be out tonight, Tony, because after this match, they're going to be looking for these two wrestlers and arrest them for impersonating a professional athlete. The best thing about this match is that life is short, and these two guys just made it seem a whole lot longer. Wow! This match was one for the ages. Who could have predicted a finish like that? Well, aside from me. When you get two men like that together in one ring, only one thing can happen. There's going to be mayhem. Exactly like that. While it was not the prettiest of matches, you have to admire the heart and the determination we saw tonight. The title committee should make sure they remember this match, because we certainly saw a classic tonight. Listen to these humanoid fans, Tony. They're saying all you need to know about this match, pal. You can try, and try, but you simply will not see athletes like this anywhere else in the world. This was a great match. Tony, you should send a thank you note to WCW for giving us such a great match. And then you should send me a thank you card and a check for tolerating you. I don't think these two men have settled all their issues, not yet, but I do think this was one tremendous match. Tony, tonight's match just solidified my feelings towards these two men. I hate them, but they sure can wrestle. Every WCW fan should put this match in their diaries, if they can write, because they saw a classic tonight. Fans will be talking about this match for a long, long time, Shabani. In fact, I still can't believe what we just saw. These two men just never quit, and they always do whatever they can and have to win a match. It was truly a great one. Tony, you're going to have to go back a long way to find a classic match like this one, pal. You don't have to be a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist to know that you've just seen a classic. This was one terrific match. You can't floss your teeth on that cage. That's pure steel keeping him in there. I think he left an imprint in the steel cage. His. I guess now he knows what it tastes like since he was tossed face first. There are better ways to be introduced to a cage than being tossed face first into it. Nothing can break a man faster than being tossed into that cold, cold steel. He's not going anywhere. That's why the cage match was created, Tony, in order to ensure that your opponent cannot go anywhere. It won't matter how hard he's tossed into that cage wall. It'll hold. He needs to be careful. He might damage the cage wall. Nothing scars a man like a cage match. This is all-out war. You know, no match contains the violence of a cage match. The needle of the brutality meter is off the charts. You know, being tossed into a steel cage is like being smacked with an aluminum bat. Now, I don't think the body was designed to be mashed into that cold steel cage. That might cripple him. Nothing puts a man in a wheelchair faster than a steel cage match. You know, once you end a steel cage match, who cares whether or not if you won or lost? You're just lucky to be alive. Forget Pittsburgh. I have. Tonight, this arena is Steel Town. This match is not for the squeamish. In fact, Tony, I might do what you do. I might call the rest of this match with my eyes closed. Getting run into a steel cage is like being smashed 10 times in the head with a steel chair. Doesn't feel good. That one even shook our table, Tony. They have to peel him off the cage now. Rip. As far as he's concerned, it's just one less bum in his way to the top. And this man has stepped past one more man towards WCW dominance. Another man falls, and this man right here takes another step towards the highest position in WCW. Unless someone can stop this guy, he's going to control the top spot at WCW. Forget all the other ham and eggers. This man is on a mission to be the best in WCW. No matter what obstacles they put in front of this man, he keeps finding a way to win. And once again, his opponents are falling like dominoes for this man. His win streak stays intact. Another night and another win for this man. If someone doesn't put him down soon, he's going to be the top man of WCW. Wow, if he can keep winning like this, he might just replace me as the top man in wrestling, or at least at WCW. Tony, no man has been able to derail this man's mission to become the top man in WCW. With each victory, it becomes harder and harder to name a wrestler that can defeat this man. So far, everything has gone this man's way, and if it keeps up, he'll be at the very pinnacle of the WCW. When you think of the rising stars of the WCW, you have to be an idiot not to have this guy at the top of the list. I mean, at the top of the list. For the life of me, Tony, I can't think of another wrestler who has climbed the rankings as fast as this man has. It is now to the point in which you can't name the top stars of the WCW without including this man. He is the real deal. He is the real deal. There is no wrestler in the WCW that has the momentum that this man has. It's funny, opponents keep taking this man's challenge, but they all go away losers. This man is going straight to the top, believe me. far as I'm concerned, Shivani, it's almost to the point in which you can simply put this guy's name in the win column before he even wrestles a match. He's that good. He's done it. His next opponent will be the champion. He knew what he needed to do, and he did it. It's that simple. Next stop, a chance at the title. Right now, he's right where he wants to be, Tony. In his next match, he'll vie for a championship title. This was an important win, but if he can get a victory in his next match, he's going to be taking home some gold. Some guys lie and say they do it for the fans. Yeah, but it's about titles, and one more win will put a belt around this man's waist. You've got to admire what he's done so far. His next win will immortalize him in the WCW record books with a title. Not many people thought that he could make it this far, but he'll prove even more of them wrong if he can get another win and the title. His next win will give him a big, shiny belt, but Pallet won't be there to hold up his pants. His lifelong dream has always been to win a WCW title. Well, one more win will make that dream come true. I know one person who saw this match, the current champion, and that champion is going to be tested in their next match. Tony, it sure looks like we've got a rowdy crowd here tonight. The fans look to me like they're in a surly mood. Yep. It sure looks like an angry crowd in attendance tonight, Tony. What's wrong with these deadbeats? Didn't they get their unemployment checks? I just hope these fans have had all their shots. I'd hate to be bit. These fans really stink, Tony. No, I mean, really smell. This place is like a barn. I don't know why these fans are so mad, Tony. They seem to me to have all their teeth. On top, I don't get why this crowd is in such an uproar. Whether they expect a free polka party? I wish Okerlund were here. You know, if these fans storm the set, we could use him as a hostage. Where is Okerlund? If anybody can put this crowd to night-night, it's gotta be him. The fans really hate this guy, you know, but I like him. Wow, the fans really hate this guy. He must owe them some money or have pictures. You know, when the fans get this rabid, Tony, maybe we should throw them some raw meat. The fans need to calm down. If they rub up against each other, the friction could ignite all this polyester and they'd be out about $2. I can't hear anything over this crowd. Hello? In fact, I've heard quieter riots in this crowd. Hello? The fans seem really mad, Tony. And I don't mean angry, I mean deranged. These people truly need couch therapy. If you think that they hate this guy, Tony, just wait and see what they do when they see Okerlund. Normally a crowd won't act like this when the brain's in the building. You know, one good thing you can say, Tony, is I'm glad I'm here and so are the people, because they'd be more out of control if they didn't see the brain. I can barely hear myself speak over all this noise. These fans are rabid. The crowds are packed in here tonight. I just hope they're not packing heat. You know, Tony, the fans love this guy. Perhaps more than their welfare checks. Listen to the crowd, Tony. If these fans could create a sentence, think of what they would say about this star in the ring. Normally, Tony, these fans only make this kind of noise when their TV breaks. But the noise they're making, to me, is very impressive. These fans are ready to see the top stars in professional wrestling put on a show. The only time a crowd makes a sound like this, Tony, is when either me or WCW are in town. Mainly me. Yes, indeed, Tony. The fans are ready to stop beating each other with ugly stick and watch some terrific action. You've been hit too, huh? You know, Tony, these people have crawled out from under rocks for miles around to be here tonight. This should be a great night. These fans here tonight, Tony, expect the best. And that's why they're here, to see wrestling, WCW style. You know, these fans aren't the brightest, Tony, but they know they're wrestling, and they know that WCW is the wrestling they want to see. You know, these fans don't know how to add, Tony, but they do know where to go in order to see the best wrestling, and that is WCW. The best wrestlers in the world today, Tony, are right here at WCW. So it's no surprise to hear people react the way they do. You know, Tony, the only way to get these humanoids any louder would be to tell them that Bobby the Brain Heenan would not be here tonight. This guy has made quite an impression on the fans, Tony. Unlike Okerlund, who only makes impressions on the couch. Would you just look at this sold-out crowd? These people have come to see the very best in wrestling. Only WCW can draw a crowd like this. These people have come to see the big boys play. This crowd has gathered to see the top stars in wrestling. The only thing that could draw a crowd like this is me. And maybe the stars of WCW. The type of atmosphere that can only be found in WCW. You know, Tony, you've got to love the fans here at WCW, or at least I love their money. The lines tonight have stretched around the block, and that's just for the restrooms. The fans were so excited that I started selling locks of Gene Okerlund's hair. You couldn't believe how excited they were. Of course, I only sold 2. Wow, it was a tough challenge, but in the end, the man who came with the belt will leave with the belt. A wrestler needs to do a lot more than that if he wants to take a man's belt. Maybe it's me, but I don't get this challenger. Did he just expect the current champion to roll over and offer him the title? He sure turned back the challenger tonight. But what can you expect? All champions in WCW mean business once they enter that ring. His opponent should have realized that in WCW, it's all business in the ring. And if you're not a businessman, you're not going to win a title. He does this every time he appears on television. But that's what makes him the television champion. He's always ready. He accepted the challenge and still remains the WCW TV champion. Another challenger, another victory for the WCW television champion. He is the best thing on TV today, the WCW television champion. It would be a foolish mistake to overlook this man because he is one of the top champions in the sport today. You know, challengers have come and challengers go, but no one has been able to wrestle the belt away from this man. When you are talking about top stars in the WCW, you have to include this man. He's the television champion. This guy doesn't have this belt just so he can hold up his pants. He earned it. He is WCW TV champion. Tony, the important thing to keep in mind is that no other champion is forced to put his belt on the line as often as this man. He has the TV title right now, Tony, but I see big, big things in this guy's career. The championship committee has got to recognize that this champion will be in the title picture for a long time. You know, it doesn't matter where the challengers come from. This man is ready to defend his U.S. title against the best of them. This is the United States Heavyweight Champion, and it will take something just a little less than a world war to get the title away from him. He travels far and wide to defend his title, but that's all part of being the United States Heavyweight Champion. There he is, Tony, the Commander-in-Chief of WCW, the United States Heavyweight Champion of the world. He is the top man of all 50 states. There he is, the United States Heavyweight Champion. If you want this man's title, you need to be prepared to go to war. Tonight, only the champion was prepared for the fight, Tony. We don't need a pageant to know this is the best man in the United States. That's why he's our United States champion, dummy. He's proved a lot of things to me, Wild Champion. If things keep going his way, he'll be out there for the world's title in no time. He just sent another challenger running. It's going to take a serious contender in order to take this man's title. He is the main man in America. If you don't believe me, just take a look at his title. It's no surprise that he keeps turning back challengers, because there are only a few men who are of the caliber of this champion. Take it from me, Tony. There's a reason that this man is a United States champion, and he showed us all that reason tonight. Tony, it doesn't seem to matter how long you watch this guy. He's always got something new up his sleeve, and that's why he's champion. He's the most wanted man in America, but no one yet has been able to bring him in and take his title. He's got the title, and everyone in this country needs to realize that he is the champion. You know, with each title defense, Tony, this man moves closer and closer to that shot at the world's title. Champions come and go, Tony, but this champion, this U.S. champion is the real deal. Tony, to keep the Cruiserweight Championship, you need to be faster and tougher than the rest. But that's why this man still has the belt. I don't know of a single man who can fly higher or who can hit harder than this man. You know, I guess that's why he's the Cruiserweight Champion. Every time he steps into the ring, he's ready for business. If you want his title, be prepared for the fight of your life. I have yet to see a legitimate challenge to this man's title. You can press him, but he always seems to come out on top with that title still firmly around his waist. No challenger to the Cruiserweight title needs to chase this man. He's ready for all comers. He's not just the real deal, he is still the Cruiserweight Champion. If you want sure things, well, there's death, taxes, and the fact that it would take everything you've got to win that belt from him. You know, there are certain things that this man does that makes him so hard to beat. I guess that's why he's still the champion. I am hard-pressed to name someone that I truly, and I mean truly believe, could take the Cruiserweight title from this man. You could name a lot of things that are keeping this man the Cruiserweight champion, but I think the main reason is nothing more than sheer desire. He is truly a great Cruiserweight champion. You know, he's kind of goofy looking, but a great champion nonetheless. His career has taken him a lot of places, and I'm sure that he's going to go higher. But for right now, he's the Cruiserweight Champion. You can't take this man for granted. He's got the drive. He's got the skills. He's got the Cruiserweight title. If momentum means anything at all, then you have to expect the role that their champion is on right now. The man's ability is only equaled by his confidence. It is because of that confidence that he continues to hold the title. I don't say a lot of good things about this wrestler, Tony. I really think that this guy's paying off the ref in order to keep his title. You have to respect the win he earned tonight. His opponent tried to take his title, and he showed him the error of his ways. Cruiserweights do some pretty insane things in that ring, Tony. But it's a far more crazier thing to try and take the Cruiserweight title. There is no man in the WCW today who wants the belt as bad as this man. Someone is going to need to work mighty hard to take his title. Tony, every time this man enters the ring, I pity his opponent, because I never want to be the man foolish enough to try to take his title. In order to be the man, you need to beat the man. You are looking at the top man of WCW. Woo! You know, you'd be safer trying to stop a runaway semi with your little finger than trying to attempt to take this man's title, dummy. You are looking at the face of a mean, mean man. And the thing to remember is, that mean man is also the world's champion. There are no wrestlers better than that man. When you are the world's champion, no matter what anyone says, you are the cream of the crop. He's the best wrestler in the world today. The heavyweight champion of the world. There is no better wrestler in the world today that I hate more. He may be champ, but as far as I'm concerned, he's still a chump. He's the top dog, all right. But most importantly, he's the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion. There's a reason he's got that gold around his waist. No one else has what he has. The perfect mix of ability and desire. To be honest with you, Tony, I don't know who could beat this man. You can look on the horizon, but you would be hard-pressed to find a man of his caliber. He's the best in WCW. I like him a lot. But I would like him a lot more, you know, if he'd throw a little cash my way. Tony, love him or hate him, you better learn to live with him, because he's going to be our world's champion for a very long time. That title proves that he has faced all challengers and turned them away. It's getting close. I better go protect the Nitro girls. This one's out of hand. Whenever a fight comes too close to me, I consider it out of hand. This needs to be settled. This is some real bad blood between these two. This is really getting nasty. Where's WCW security when you need them? These two need to be broken apart. I've seen prison riots calmer than this. Take it from me, Tony, you don't want to get slammed on that runway. There's no give to the floor. My grandma had a saying. Sometimes the only way you can make a point is by pounding a guy's head onto the floor. You wouldn't have liked my grandmother, Tony. She'd have been pounding your head into the floor. I just hope the arena will hold these two men, because the ring sure didn't. The ring couldn't hold them, Tony. When two guys hate each other this much, the fight can go anywhere. Like the girl said on Gene Okerlund's first blind date, this has really turned ugly. I can't believe these two guys have lost all control. Now this is nothing but a real good slugfest. Now this is wrestling, Tony. Two men just beating the heck out of each other. Isn't this great? I love it. I love it. This is beautiful, Tony. I could watch two gorillas pound on each other all day long, and all night, and all year long. I love it. There will only be one survivor in this match. In fact, this is one of the toughest matches at WCW. You know, just when you think you've got a man beat, you can look around and see that your work is not done yet. It doesn't matter how well you train. No matches like this one. 4 men in the ring, and not a single ally among them. There's no way to predict how this one goes. In fact, normally the best guy in there is the first to lose, because everyone teams up against them. You've got to be on guard all the time, because alliances can instantly be created or broken. If you're not careful, this kind of a match can suddenly turn into a 2-on-1 situation or 3-on-1 situation. You can't train for this kind of a match. You can just pray that you have enough luck and hope for the best. Back in my days as a wrestler, I never lost one of these matches. Then again, I never wrestled in one. But had I wouldn't have lost. You know, all great wrestlers invent moves in the ring. That's what separates stars from the superstars. I think the key here is unpredictability. To confuse your opponent, use as many different moves as possible. And a chair. My rule has always been win if you can, lose if you must, but always, always cheat if you must, or cheat if you can. If you're unable to figure out how you can beat a guy, $10 will do it for you. Let's put a roll of quarters in your mitt and knock him cold. If I were in this match, I'd go after the knee. A man is really small when he's 6 inches laying flat on his back. You know, in this situation, I used to like to get behind my opponent, and when he's not looking, kick him from behind. It really works. It really does. The key to victory, I found out, is not letting the referee see the foreign object you're planning to use. That's why they call me the brain. You know, if you can get your opponent winded, it can always help you later on in a match. That's why people thought I was a coward and a weasel. I just ran to tire my opponent out. I always try to get away with anything I can in a match. No one likes a nice guy title in pro wrestling. You know, the best way to win is really bust your opponent up. I don't mean just pin him, I mean really hurt the ham and egger. And when you're in the ring, you need to exploit his weaknesses. And if he doesn't have any, make some up and show the people. They don't understand anyway. You know, you need to be very careful here at WCW, because if you make too many mistakes, your opponent will bury you. You don't want to do anything stupid in the ring, but against some guys, just showing up for the match is stupid. If you really want to win, I mean really want to win, you've got to be able to do anything. And I mean anything with a capital A. I hate this, Tony. I hate to see fair sportsmanship. This makes me irpy.
Irpy?
Irpy.
Irpy. Okay, the brain's irpy.
It doesn't matter who wins or loses this one, Tony. All they care about is seeing who can dish out the most punishment. You know, these two don't care where they are. They would brawl in a trunk if it meant that they could have a chance to beat each other up. This is an ugly spectacle, Tony. You know something? I love every minute of it. You know, Tony, this is a vicious, brutal display we're seeing. This nasty spectacle is the reason I'm a wrestling fan. I've seen train wrecks that were prettier than this fight. I don't see how this could get any worse. Tony, in the history of WCW, I'm hard-pressed to think of a match more brutal than this one. You know, it's almost to the point in this match that whoever wins will be the last one breathing. Forget wrestling. Forget technical holds. This is a good old-fashioned fight. If this fight escalates anymore, we're going to have to hit the doors and leave the building. No one is going to forget this fight anytime soon. I'm talking to you, Tony. The battle zone is now backstage. Anything and everything goes. You might as well torch the WCW rulebook, because it doesn't mean anything to these two. Never meant anything to me anyway. The intensity between these two is at a fever pitch. They have no idea where they are. All they know is that they want to hurt the guy in front of them. That's all they know. I knew that these two jokers didn't really care for each other, but I had no idea it was this bad. Tony, have you ever seen a more vicious fight than this? I know I haven't. I just hope that the building will be standing when these two guys are done. You know, Tony, you've got to respect two guys who are willing to lay it all on the line and just pummel away at each other. I can feel the force of the last shot up here. These two are crazy. They need to be in straitjackets. Something's got to be done. I can't believe what we've witnessed tonight. This match has been nothing but a display of pure brutality with a capital B. Boy, oh boy, they need to be careful back there, because there's no one back there to protect them. When tempers get that hot and you get that far from the ring, it can get really, and I mean really dangerous. This is an all-out brawl. No rules, no holes barred, and anything can be used as a weapon. Where is WCW security when you need them? I'm just glad they're back there instead of up here with us. Somebody needs to give them directions on how to get back to the ring, or a roadmap. I almost feel sorry for the humanoids, not because they can't see the action, but because most of them are missing their teeth and a nose. I bet they went back there to fight just in order to get away from the stench of the humanoids. Now is not the time to go looking for the Nitro Girls. I'll do that. This is great. This is like a prison riot. Someone needs to turn the hose on and break it up. They're not going to let up until one of them is pushing up daisies. Tony, I only have one thing to say to these two wrestlers. If you break it, you own it. When two guys hate each other this badly, Tony, the fight can spill anywhere, and I mean anywhere. You know, we should warn the cops. This could reach the streets before the night's over. We need to call the SWAT team here, Tony, because I don't know what's going to stop these two. This might reach the parking lot before the night is over. These two might be exchanging blows at the concession stand between the cotton candy and the hot dogs. I don't believe this, Tony. How much more punishment can these two take? What's keeping them going aside from pure hatred? Forget it. This match is completely out of control. This is pure mayhem. The kind of mayhem that only WCW can provide. It's great. These two might be heading for the bathroom for a break before they finish the match. Makes sense to me. What are these two doing? Look at this. I can't believe this. This is all out and out. Take no prisoners. This is war. You think they could get me a hot dog while they're out there and extra mustard? Hold the onion. This is the best match I've ever seen that I was not involved in. This has been amazing. The wrestling fans will be talking about this one for a long, long time. You don't need to call the WCW hotline to know that this match is one for the history books. It's down to who's going to quit first. Who has less guts when it comes down to the wire? The only place you'll find such incredible action like this is in WCW. I could go on and on and on and on and talk about how incredible this match is. But in truth, I'd rather talk about me, the brain. Tony, when you've gone this far, nothing else matters but the win. Not the pain, not the money, nothing but the win. It doesn't matter what you think about either one of these guys. You have to admit this. They're in that ring, and they're out to win. This kind of action is what makes WCW so great. You can look elsewhere, under the bed or out back, but you're not going to find any athletes better than we have here at WCW. These two are gonna go non-stop until one guy collapses, or does what I would do, run for shelter. What can be said about the efforts we are seeing here tonight? This is truly amazing. No one's gonna ask for their money back when this match is over. This has been great. You know, Tony, the fans have waited a long, long time to see this match. But more importantly, I've waited a long, long, long time to see this match. What I like about these two guys, Tony, is that once the bell sounds, anything can happen. This will be a slugfest, pure and simple. These two men will do anything, and I mean anything, to win. This should be a great match. You know, if you ask the average wrestling fan who they would like to see fight, they would point to these two. That's because they can't spell. You can forget the rule book. These two guys are going to give us a real good fight. When the bell rings, all they care about is earning a win. These two guys will not disappoint us. They'll give everything and then some. Some guys want glory. Some guys want money. These two guys want to fight for the sheer fun of fighting. Tony, once the bell rings, you and I better stand back, because these two guys will go through a brick wall. They'll do anything to win a match. You know, the most important thing about tonight is that one guy can say, I beat the other. Pride is most important here tonight. This match won't be pretty, but it should be action-packed. You know, I'm not a real big fan of either of these ham and eggers, but once the bell sounds, they are professionals, and they'll give it their all tonight. Make sure you get all your goodies in front of you, all the groceries, because the last thing you want to do is head to the fridge once the bell sounds. Getting these two guys in the ring to behave is hard enough. 4 is impossible. This is going to be a great, great fight. You know, tag team matches have twice the action, twice the chaos, twice the violence, twice the people. I love these matches. You know, tag team matches offer 4 times the opportunity to eye gouge, pull hair, use foreign objects. This won't be a disappointment, Tony. I love tag team matches. Almost anything goes. You never know what to expect. This is like my honeymoon. This'll be a good one. I know tag team matches. I know winners. And tonight, Tony, these tag teams have a lot to prove to each other and also to the brain. The team that will win tonight, Tony, will be the one that drags his opponent to the corner and when no one's looking, turn the lights out on him. You know, a lot's been said about these two teams, Tony. Some good, some bad, but always with respect for their desire to cripple each other. You know, tag team matches are normally like in-ring riots. This will be a great one. There's a lot of talent in the ring tonight. This one definitely will not disappoint us. He's really had his head handed to him tonight, Tony. I don't even think he knows where he is right now. He is battered and broken. This is almost over. We're about finished here. I don't think he can take much more. His body looks like one giant bruise, or a big grape. He looks like he's on his last legs now. You know, the paramedics should just come to ringside and shove an IV in his arm and get it over with. You know, he needs to follow my adage. He who runs away lives to fight another day. Judging from the look on his face, you can stick a fork in that pork roast. He's done. I've seen guys in iron lungs look better than this guy. You've got to admit, he's got spunk. But I'll tell you something. I hate spunk. He's showing a lot of heart here. Not that it means anything, but he's showing a lot of heart. I bet it even hurts him to breathe right now. I think that he's going to need a ride home, Tony. Maybe you should call 1-800-DIAL-A-HEARSE. I hope he's got the number of a good chiropractor, because he's going to need one. Or a plumber. I think he needs a ride home, Tony. You should call an ambulance right now. This guy needs to figure out that there are better ways to hurt a guy than hitting his fist with his face. I can't tell. Is this one guy even trying? You like vegetables, Tony? If you do, you'll love this one. This is a total squash. The sheep put up a better fight in the Falkland Islands. Ugh. Wake me up after this fight, Tony. Better yet, wake that guy up and tell him he was in a one-sided fight. He's in the driver's seat. His opponent has yet to do anything meaningful. His opponent only hopes that he would pass out from the exhaustion of him beating him up. He can do just about anything he wants with him. His opponent is putting up no fight at all. This match has been like watching a little league team play a pro team. Just doesn't work. This has been nothing but a slaughter. The other guys should just quit. Quit now. What is he waiting for? His turn to start fighting back is now. If he doesn't do something quick, this thing's over. His opponent's not going to be able to take much more abuse like that. He needs to do something, and do it now. His opponent needs to just call it a day, watch the tape, and try to learn something from his disaster, like get a job. A clear mismatch so far. Let's hope this match gets better. This is really surprising to me, Tony. You wouldn't think that two men of this stature would produce such a one-sided affair. Not much of a contest so far, but I have a feeling at any time things could heat up. This guy is putting on quite a display. It's not often that such a one-sided match occurs with the talent that we have here at WCW. The bookers are in the back and are probably having some second thoughts about putting this match together. Right now, he must be wondering, what have I gotten myself into? The rate this is going, we'll be done with this match at any time. Check your watch. These two guys don't really care about doing anything but really hurting each other. They don't care about anything else but inflicting pain. As far as I'm concerned, the floor's the best place to set up a win, because you can really injure your opponent outside of the ring, which makes it a lot easier to beat him once you get him back in the ring. Sometimes the ring isn't big enough to hold the anger between two men. Now this is where a man has to show what he's made of, because there's nothing to protect you once you leave the ring. I just hope they realize that the WCW rulebook can't protect them outside of the ring. The way these two men are fighting, these two guys tell me they really hate each other. It all gets put on the line out there. One mistake, and you can become lunch meat. The only better way I know of hurting a guy outside of the ring is hiring a hitman. If the fight comes up near us, you hold them off, Tony. I'll go protect the Nitro Girls. When you're really steamed to your opponent, nothing else matters than making him pay. Not the location of the fight, not the ring count, nothing. The longer you're outside of the ring, the more the anger escalates. Tempers can build until one guy is ready for the paramedics or a long ride in the meat wagon. Things can get scary out of the ring. When you're in the ring, there is some semblance of order. But once you get out of the ring, the best thing to do is order an ambulance. You need to be careful, because some guys are beatable in the ring, but they become maniacs once they touch the floor. A prime example, Tony, of excellent offense. This is why this guy is so good. He can hurt you in so many ways. I knew that eventually he'd bring it on. Smell what's cooking? That's his blood boiling. He's in control now. You know, a guy can only take so much, and then he's gonna have to give a little back. When I wanted to turn around a match, I'd grab a handful of hair and put my thumb in his eye. This guy's a maniac. I'll tell you this, if he comes this way, you'll be talking to yourself. I'm out of here. I'm surprised his opponent's head is still connected after that shot. One more time, he takes an impact shot like that, he's gonna be looking for his head. That kind of shot will either clear the cobwebs or tag his toe. Some guys are pure poetry in the ring. This guy isn't. But you still have to admire what he can do. If you want to hit a guy harder than that, you'd have to use a baseball bat. It'll take a special man to get up after that one. But I don't think this guy seems all that special to me. If he nails him again like that, he might leave a hole. I don't know how well his opponent will be able to continue if he takes too many more shots like that. The only wrestler I can remember that could hurt a guy like that was me. But Tony, I don't have to remind you how great I was. Or do I? Tony, this guy's a consummate professional. Once he enters that ring, he can hurt you in so many different ways, and they all hurt. The best way to put it, Tony, is this guy's a businessman. It just so happens that his business is laying guys out. Each night, a guy can only take so much punishment before he can't continue anymore. A few more shots like that, and this guy will be out. This guy will be at his limit. When his opponent comes around, someone's going to need to remind him what city he's in, or what year it is. When his opponent comes around, someone will need to remind him what state he's in. Right now, his opponent thinks he's in a different state. State of confusion. When he clocks most guys like that, they see stars. This opponent will be seeing galaxies. I think he's gaining momentum. You know, I think this guy's going to be awful hard to stop. His opponent's going to have a tough time making a comeback here. You know, when a man goes down that hard, Tony, it's hard to get back up and win a match. That's why you gotta cheat. He's really making this ham and egg earn his money tonight. He's really working on him now. His opponent really needs to get some offense going, and I mean now. Now he's got it going. Look out, he's starting to roll. This is where he becomes very, very dangerous. You know, if I were his opponent, this is a time where I'd reach down and pull out a tire iron and get myself a good win. He's really putting it to him now. Here is where the hurting begins. If his opponent wants to turn things around, he'd better go south of the border. If you know what I mean, amigo. And with that, he is surely telling his opponent he is in for the fight of his life. This man is on fire. And we can see the guy who is going to get burned right now. He really nailed him with that one. Tonight it seems like he's fighting with everything he's got. What a solid shot. It wouldn't surprise me to see him try to end it right here. This guy is a psycho. I can't believe what he'll do to win. I can't believe how hard he hit him. He could have killed him. Not that I care, unless I'm in the will. He's got him on the run now. This match will come down to who wants it more. His opponent really needs to get something going here. I mean anything. Just get something going. When I was put in this position, I knew it was time to start cheating. I don't know how much more of this he can take. If he keeps taking shots like that, he's gonna wake up in the morning on a bedpan. Don't take that. Punch him. Kick him. Jab him. Do something. Any more of this and you're gonna have to stick a fork in this guy. He's gonna be done. Matter of fact, maybe just put him in a roasting pan. He's for dinner. He's just one major move away from losing. He has got to get it together. The only thing that's going to save this guy is maybe a lead pipe or a chainsaw. That stunned him. Now he needs to get the cobwebs cleared and get some offense going. I don't think he can take much more. He's got to do something, and he's got to do it now. When you take this much punishment, you become desperate. And believe me, This guy is desperate. His opponent will feel that tomorrow, maybe for a long time after. That'll leave a mark on his opponent. The other guy will sure remember that, if he can clear the cobwebs. That Hammenegger's gonna know who he's in the ring with in the morning when he gets out of bed. Now that's how you deliver that move. Now that's a good way to get a man's attention. Now that sure was effective. That's not the way the Brain would have done it, but it was effective and it'll work. Boom! He connected on that one. Did you hear him hit? That'll take the taste right out of your mouth. That shot was heard around the world. That hit leveled him. He was put down hard with that one. That one caught him full. He needs to search for his teeth after that one, like in row 12. I bet he wants the license of that truck that just leveled him. But I think it was a train. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not sure where he's at. But then again, that's most of the time. He'll need to pull his nose out of his face after that one. I can't believe that shot didn't cave his head in. If he gets nailed like that again, they're going to have to bring out the blotter. If he takes one more shot like that, they're going to have to take him to the morgue and tag the toe. I'm surprised that one didn't take his head off. I can't believe it. That was incredible. He nailed him. This could seal the deal. He caught him full with that one. This could be it. He caught him solid with that one. He connected. This could be it. He nailed him like a Mack truck with that one. I can't believe how effective that move was. He really leveled him. You know, that move right there could give him the match. He's really working on him. He's trying to knock his wind out. That was one poorly executed move. Ugly move. Pure and simple ugly. You call that a wrestling move? With moves like that, you should send him back to school. And I'm not talking wrestling school, I'm talking kindergarten. With moves like that, he should go back to the power plant. Wow, that was dumb. With moves like that, I wonder how this Hammenegger remembers to breathe. What a moron. What a chowderhead. Have you ever seen such a moron before? I know I haven't. You know, a doorknob is a complex puzzle to this idiot. This guy has it all backwards. His nose runs and his feet smell. It amazes me that this guy can earn a living outside of ditch digging. This lunkhead might find a second career as a traffic pylon. You know, I'm not real sure which is uglier, him or the last move he tried. That was one of the worst moves I've seen in my wrestling career. Wow, what a horrible move. All I can do is laugh at it. What was that? Someone get him out of here. That was the worst move I've seen in all my years in wrestling. That was an awful move. And that mistake could very well cost him the match. If that mistake didn't cost him the match, then the other guy's dumber than he is. I guess there are worse things a guy could try, like walking across the interstate blindfolded. I can't imagine how a professional in this industry could make a mistake like that. It amazes me how a man with his experience could have done something like that. How? Please tell me how. That seemed like a smart plan of attack. It's over. There's no way he'll be able to overcome that big mistake. Turn out the lights, break down the ring, because as far as I'm concerned, tonight is history. Not that I would know, but there is nothing worse than making an error of that magnitude. I hope he's got a ride home tonight, because after that mistake, he's gonna need help. He won't be driving. I saw that move coming a mile away. I expect that kind of a mistake from a rookie. Not that guy. What a terrible mistake. You know, errors like that can seal your fate. You know, only a Hammenegger or an idiot could have thought that was a good idea. What was he thinking? Is this guy trying to lose? Why would he try that kind of a move in this situation? You know, the next time he just might as well phone ahead and tell the guy, hey, I'm gonna do this. This is the move I'm planning. Stupid. What incredible stupidity. What incredible idiocy. He made a big mistake there. This will haunt him later on in the match. This guy stinks so bad, you know, I'm beginning to wonder if this guy's potty trained. You know, this guy might be trying to get on the special When Morons Attack, starring him. I don't know if this guy knows it, but the referee should tell him WCW does not have a blooper reel, or he'd be on it. It would be easier to watch naked fat people do cartwheels than this guy. And more fun. The strain that a cruiserweight suffers is significant, but no man has suffered more strain like the champion. I'm hard-pressed to name a cruiserweight with more ability than this man, but I guess that's why he's the champion. It would take an army to get the cruiserweight championship title from around his waist. This man is a fighting champion. The sad thing is WCW has a lot of guys who really want to fight him for that title. He might be the cruiserweight champion, but pal, he's no lightweight. Every ounce of him is pure wrestler. I just can't say enough good things about the cruiserweight champion, so I won't even try. Tony, a lot of guys have held this title But I can't think of anyone good enough to take the belt away from him. He loves defending the title for the fans, and nothing can hurt a wrestler worse than trying to do too much for the fans. Take it from me, and I don't lie. The fans love this champion. Slightly less than they love this announcer, you know. It's going to be a tough job for any man to try and take this man's title. His title win was a huge victory, but he now needs to face the top contenders for the U.S. title. Every man in the United States wants a shot at that title. While he's not the president to the fans at WCW, this is the real commander-in-chief. He's done so well lately that I think it will take a strong challenge and an act of Congress to take the title away from this man. While he's not a national treasure like me, he is the defending WCW United States Heavyweight Champion. This is a marked champion, Tony. Since people don't like you, you don't hear the things I do. There is a man out there that wants that title. How does he do it? How does he keep defending the title all over this country? He proved you wrong by winning the title, Tony. Now he has to prove me wrong by keeping it. The world's champion cannot hide. Everyone wants a shot at that title, and he needs to be prepared. There is not a man in the world that does not want to knock him off that pedestal and take his title. You know, with all the prestige of the world's title comes all the pressure. We'll have to wait and see if this man will crack beneath the strain. There is a line of men who want nothing more than a shot at that title, but who doesn't want to become world's champion? Some guys become world's heavyweight champion, and you know what happens? They get soft. They stop training. They stop having goals. This guy needs to be careful. Wow, he's done all that he can do here. Now he's on his way to bigger and a lot better things. He has conquered this level of talent, and now it's time to prove himself in an even bigger venue. With this win, the spotlight becomes even more intense. He'll need to work even harder to prove himself. While he has his critics, there is no denying that this victory will vault him to even greater matches in the future. You know, a lot of people didn't believe he could compete at this level, but there he is, going on to bigger and better things. You know, just when you thought he could go no further, he's able to pull out another victory and keep on going. Boy, I wish I could have put some money on this guy, because his stock is rising, you know, and he isn't done yet. WCW is going to need to work hard to find a decent challenger for this guy. He showed these guys all right, but now he needs to take his abilities to the next level if he still wants to compete. He's defeated all the other cruiserweights, and now all he has to do is beat the champion. A lot of people overlook the cruiserweights, but you'd be a fool not to recognize the talent this man has. Challenging for the cruiserweight title will be one of the most important challenges in this man's career. Wow, does he have his work cut out for him, because the cruiserweight champion is no slouch in the ability department. He did good tonight, real good, but he's going to have to do an awful lot better to take the cruiserweight title. I know that the cruiserweight champion has been studying his matches, knowing that the day was going to come when the two of them would meet in the ring. I'll tell you, I cannot wait to see this man and the cruiserweight champion clash in the ring. When this man and the cruiserweight champion get together, it will be all out war. When he gets the champion in the ring, he's going to have to let it all hang out if he wants to win the cruiserweight title. This is a huge opportunity for him. He's got the chance to become the champion of this great nation. If he wins his next match, he will become the champion of the United States of America. And probably Puerto Rico, too. He's just one more big one more win away from all 50 states recognizing him as the champion. He's come a long way, baby. And one more victory will make him a national champion. He's fought a lot of men for this opportunity, and the opportunity to become the United States champion. There is no title, no national title, more prestigious than the United States Heavyweight Championship. It's simple. If he can defeat the champion, he will become the #1 man in the nation. The champion can't be happy with this, because he's got a ton of momentum going into this title match. One more win, Tony, and you'll be able to pay allegiance to this champion, the United States Heavyweight Champion. He's done it. He's done it. He's reached the very top, and now he can try to take the world's heavyweight title. This is every man's dream. You can't show me a man who would not want the world's title. It's obvious to me he has silenced his critics. He's reached the top spot and needs just one more win to become the world's champion. It is simple. In order to be the man, you have to beat the man. Now he has the opportunity to be the man. He's just one win away from having that 10 pounds of gold adorn his waist as the world's champion. He can turn all his doubters into believers. With just one more win, he can become world's heavyweight champion. If he can get one more win, all the other wrestlers at WCW will have to look up to him as the top man. The title match will probably be the toughest the champion has ever had. This man is ready, believe me, ready to take the title. Surely Sarge taught him some other moves at the power plant. What's up with this one-trick pony? Can't he do anything else? You know, that was a great move. The first time we saw it, if I can remember when, this guy needs to be more like a salad bar. You know, full variety. I hope this guy takes requests, because I'd like to see something new, please. Please? This guy's act is like Okerlund's. Boring. If this guy doesn't try something else, I'm going to start the boring chants. Everyone, boring. Look, you can practice that move somewhere else. You don't need to practice it here. Hey, Tony, I got it. $5, then I know what move the guy will do next. Do you think the fans are tired of this goon shtick as I am? Tony, you should teach the guy the armbar. That way he'd know 2 moves. I got it. They should call this guy the man of one move. There are a couple ways to look at this. Now, that's one smart wrestler. He's letting his opponent misuse his own energy. You make a mistake with this guy, and he'll always take you to the bank and make you pay. His ring position was a little off. That's going to cost him. You know, when he sees an opening, he's got to take it. He hesitates on that one, and it costs him. You can't hesitate with this guy. If you do, he'll always get the upper hand. Tony, I bet that even you knew that move was coming. Even you would have been able to reverse that one, Tony. If you're tentative with this guy, that's what he'll do. He'll reverse your hold that quick. Only he would have been able to block that move in that manner. With this guy, you've got to follow through everything you do. Because if you ease up, he's going to take control of you and the match. You can't do this kind of move with this guy. It's simple. He'll reverse it every time. He saw an opportunity and took it. He'll press his advantage now. That'll cost him big time. It could ultimately decide the outcome of this match. You can't make mistakes like that in a match of this magnitude. He was caught, yet somehow he was able to turn the tables. He's not a waiter. He's just tough. He can turn the tables anytime. Just when you think you got him, he'll mix things up and take control of you and the match. You can't get overconfident with this guy. As soon as you do, he's going to take command of the situation. You can't afford mistakes like that in WCW. That's what makes WCW so great. Talented wrestlers like that. He should know better than to try a move like that on this guy. He'll remember that mistake. If you want to hold the title in WCW, you've got to be able to reverse the holds. I like this. As soon as he recognized what his opponent was trying to do, he delivered the swerve. The thing you realize when watching this guy is just how tough he is to finish off. If he had done any homework or research against this guy, he would have known not even to try that hold. Let me see him suffer a little more.
You want to see this man suffer?
I want to see his eyes roll back in his head.
You want to see his eyes roll back in his head?
What is this, Echo Mountain? You have no idea how much that hurts. There's nothing worse than getting stretched like that. Tony, if he can lock in this hold, it'll end it. If he's able to cinch in this hold, all the ref will need to do is call for the bell. When you get caught like that, you need to do whatever it takes to break the hold. If you're caught, you need to do anything you can to escape. I don't care if it means an eye gouge, a handful of hair, a low blow. You just do it. If you're stuck in a move like this, it's better to call it than risk permanent injury. When you can lock in a move like that, the best thing to do is just ring the bell, raise the other man's hand, and hope he's got some dignity left. Or his arms. I'd like to show you how much this move really hurts, Tony, but you don't cry like a little schoolgirl. He's finished an awful lot of matches with this hold, Tony, and it wouldn't surprise me to see this hold end the match. There are a lot of painful holds in wrestling, but nothing like this one. It can break you like no other. The pain of this hold can put you out before you know what hit you. You know, even if the opponent gets out of this hold, he's going to feel the effects of this hold for a long, long time. You know, I love submission holds. It's a lot easier to win after you've snapped a guy's bones. There's nothing better than injuring a guy with a submission hold. He just curls up and he weeps. Trust me, Tony, it's a sheer thing of beauty. Take it from me, if you get caught in that hold, the best thing you can do is tell him to ring the bell as fast as you can. When I got caught in holes like that, I just made with a little soft shoe and tap, tap, tap my way out. Wow! He hit with the precision of a cruise missile. It was as if he was dropped from a stealth bomber. Things that high up should have a stewardess on board. That's amazing. I never thought he could have connected with that move. If he keeps it up, he'll make people forget about the Wright brothers. I wonder if he got a nosebleed being up that high. Tony, that was amazing. Amazingly stupid, but amazing nonetheless. The only way I can figure it, he must have had clearance from the tower to land. Well, like they say, what goes up must come down. This time he just came down on top of him. That was a perfect bullseye. He caught him solid. That was incredible. He saw his chance and nailed him. He saw the opportunity and hit him solid. You know, there's a lot of danger trying moves like that, but if you can do it, you can win a lot of matches. What a shot! That was amazing. I bet he left an imprint on the other guy. That was quite a gamble, and it paid off big. He did it. He proved to me he belongs among the best here at WCW. He proved a lot to me tonight, Tony. This was a great, great match. His effort tonight, Tony, showed these humanoid fans a lot. He made a statement tonight, Tony. A lot of wrestlers will remember this man's match. The fans won't forget this match for a long, long time. Of course, a long time to them is 30 seconds. He suffered through a lot of adversity and triumphed. This was a great win for this wrestler. I'm not surprised by this outcome. I knew that he could win. Unless, of course, he'd blown it and lost it, like I figured this dummy would. You know, some wrestlers have great strength. Some have tremendous skill. This guy won with nothing but pure dumb luck. What an amazing match, Tony. You can only see a hard-fought win like this at WCW. This match went back and forth so many times, Tony, but in the end, he showed me and everyone who came to win. This was one for the history books, Tony. A great match. Not the kind of books you read. You know, a lot of people didn't think he had it in him to win this one, but Tony, he proved a lot of them wrong. Well, we found out just who was the weaker man tonight. And it's you, Tony, but that's beside the point. That was a great match. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it put a W in his win column. Well, he proved to me tonight that he's willing to do anything he can to win a match. I didn't think this building could hold these two wrestlers, but they put on quite a match. Tonight, the whole WCW received a wake-up call. This guy's the real deal. Love him or hate him, you have to admit that tonight, he was the better man. It was quite a night, but in the end, he showed everyone in this arena who's the man. You know, while his opponent thought that his ship had come in, it was this man who gave him the great send-off. This one could have gone either way, but he really proved something to these fans tonight. Tony, a lot of people in the locker room should watch this match and take some notes. This guy taught quite a valuable lesson tonight. I'll remember this one for a long time, Tony. Just when you think you've seen it all, you watch a match like this and learn something new. Stop the presses, Tony. Bulletin, bulletin. Because the headlines need to read, this guy is the real deal. Well, he's done. Turn out the lights and let's call a cab, Tony. Last one out of the building can turn out the lights, because this one is over. Fini. Done. Feel free to head to the bathroom, because this one is over. Unless you wear Depends like Gene. When that guy comes to, someone's going to need to remind him what year this is. 1937. Gather some flowers and find a tombstone, because this man has just been buried. He was 27. Let's get some chalk to the ring. This guy needs an outline. That will seal the deal. You know, you got a better chance of winning the lotto than being able to walk away from that. I hope the guy's got insurance, because he's going to need it. If this guy's got some kids that need watching when he recovers from this match, Shivani's available. For a price. The guys in the back should take up a collection for this guy. If they do, I'll make sure he gets it, if you know what I mean. This guy shouldn't try to operate a motor vehicle under the influence of that move. Wow. I hope that he remembers to replace that divot. That shot really knocked the wind out of him. Wow. He's got him down. One more shot will send him to dreamland. That hit leveled him. He dropped him like a bad habit. He nailed him like a wrecking ball. When you get hit like that, you can't even remember the next day. You know, that's what I'd do, Shivani, if you pushed me too far. I'd knock you out. That hurt just to watch. Ooh.
Did a great job of keeping his opponent in that corner and working him over.
When you really want to put a beating to a guy, there's no better place than the old corner. He still needs to be careful, because when an animal is the most dangerous is when it's cornered. And believe me, tonight, he's facing an animal. He's got him where he wants him. Now let's see what he does with him. This is where he should seal the deal. He's got him trapped, and all he's got to do is go in for the kill. When you trap a man in the corner, you then have to be like a surgeon and cut into this guy with precision and strikes that will end the match. Some guys think the key to victory is nailing the guy in the corner. When you're forced into the corner, you've got to cover up. You've got to find your time to turn the tables and get back on the offense. Getting worked over in the corner, it's like being hit by a bus. You go down immediately, but you just never really know what happened. He's got to be like the tubby uncle you have at Thanksgiving over to your house, mooching food. He's got to let it all hang out after dinner. If he does that, he's sure to put him away. Getting trapped in the corner is like going to the dentist. It's painful, but with a little care, you can avoid it. But it still hurts. The corner can be so dangerous. there's nowhere to run. And if you're not careful, your opponent will place you on the turnbuckle and really seal your fate. When you get a guy trapped in the corner, manners go right out the window. What you've got to do is make him pay, and make him pay your price. He's got him in a dangerous spot now. Let's see what he does. It's as if he's got him in a rat trap. Now he just needs to snap the trap shut. When a guy's trapped, you need to go in and end it. Choke him. Slam the back of his head into the turnbuckle. Do anything you can to put your opponent away. You know, you've got to press your advantage here. You've got to stay on the guy. You know, anytime you want to start fighting guys, it'd be nice. You can't win by posing. You know, this is no ballet school or dance class. You should make contact to win the match. Shh. If you want to send him a message, you better write it down. Other than that, kick him right between the eyes. If this joker's trying to play mind games, he should stop before he vapor locks. He should wait to pose until he's announced that he's the winner. Come on, quit dancing. Pin the ham and egger. This'll do one thing. It'll either break his opponent or make him real mad. Wow, this is gonna cause tempers to flare. You know, his opponent's gonna make him pay for that one way or the other. He can do that anytime. Right now, he should try to hurt his opponent as much as he can. I mean, really bust him up. Wow, this guy must be triple jointed. Knock it off, pal. You're no Disco Inferno. Let's see the Nitro Girls. Now, that's real cute. It won't win him a lot of matches, but it's real cute. You know, posing's fine, but he should wait and do that after he wins the match. I haven't seen anybody shake like that since the process server approached Okerlund. What's he doing? Line dancing? My favorite way to taunt a guy was to put my thumb in his eye and my other finger in his ear, like a bowling ball. You know, I like to taunt a guy with a lead pipe. Well, that's after I've hit him and handcuffed him. You know, sometimes I like it when he does that. Unfortunate thing is, this isn't one of those times. He's sending a message with that move. Move! You know, if this joker wants to send a message, he should go use the post office. You know what's sad, Tony? We won't have this guy to kick around anymore. We'll have to use Okerlund. You know, it's obvious to me that no one has told this ham and egger that this is where the big boys play, not where the losers lay. Well, pal, can you say, do you want fries with that? This will force him out of WCW. You know, but the real sad thing is, the bum didn't pay me the $5 he owes me before he left. It's a shame, Tony. This guy has tried his best to stay at WCW, and now he's gone. Oh well, thanks for coming, loser. Bye. Make sure you sign your time card on the way out. Hey, don't let the door hit you in the backside on the way out, pal. Your days in WCW are over. Well, at least we won't be forced to watch this ham and egger anymore. He's done at WCW. Well, pal, they've got a bus ticket in the back. And guess what? Your name's on it. All aboard! This guy needs to find greener pastures, or any kind of pasture. But it's obvious to me, he's done here at WCW. Well, like I said when I met my mother-in-law, this ought to be good. This was my favorite tactic. Force the guy out of the ring, and then turn his ugly face into mush. I've always liked to toss my opponent out of the ring, and then offer him a chair. Not to sit on, to wear. The key to victory could always be found outside the ring. Chairs, tables, the ring post. You name it, it's out there. Wrestling moves hurt bad enough in the ring, yet on the concrete, holds can be crippling. Jeez, ring the bell already. No, I mean it. He should ring the bell against the side of his head. I love it when they do this. When you really want to make a point, there's no better way to do it than slamming some poor ham and egger's back into the steel railing. I just hope he puts them through the table. I don't care where they go, as long as they stay away from me. Take it from me, Tony. It doesn't matter that there are pads out here. Concrete just doesn't give like a wrestling ring. It's dangerous out there, Tony. They both need to be very, very careful. There are few worse places to find yourself, Tony, than groggy outside of the ring. They shouldn't fight outside of the ring. They should beat up Okerlund outside of the ring. Tony, I got it. If they come this way, you slow them down just long enough for me to get to safety. You've got to be careful outside the ring, Tony. If those morons at ringside get you, it's all over. You know what I used to love is going outside the ring. Because, Tony, it's like a smorgasbord of weapons out there. You can use them all. When you get to the floor, Tony, it's hard to know where to start. You can smack them with a chair. You can put them through a table. It's just great. The situations are endless. If they fight out there, they should avoid the ugly-looking lady with that horrible facial hair because of... Oh, wait a minute. That's Okerlund and his mustache. Never mind. When you're on the floor, the rules can't protect you. Anything goes, and you need to be prepared for anything. When you fight outside the ring, your whole career could be on the line. A ringside brawl might seem like fun, but you can get in some real serious trouble real quick. A quick trip outside the ring can only lead to a quick trip in the meat wagon to the hospital. This is trouble, Tony. Trouble for the man who gets his head caved in by the foreign object. In a match like this, there's no way you can predict what's going to happen. Just when you think things are going your way, the other guy derails you. My thinking was I always tried to make friends in the early part of the match. Then when one guy was hurt, I would cheat like there was no tomorrow. When I was in a match like this, I would just sit back and wait. Let the other two morons knock heads. Cheat later. That was my motto. You can never be too careful when there's an extra guy in the ring who wants your head. You know what your best friend is in a match like this? A fistful of quarters. It's just like that old World War II saying, 3 on a match is bad luck. If things start going against you in a match like this, gouge one's eye, and then you low blow the other. That will get you back on track. Tony, I can't express how much more dangerous it is having an extra man in there looking for your hide. Tony, tonight we've got it all. Wrestlers, luchadors, brawlers, technicians, and freaks. We've seen a lot of action over the years, Tony, but tonight we could very well make wrestling history. It's all going to happen tonight, Tony. We're going to see the top stars of WCW and the NWO let it all hang out tonight. Tony, you know we've seen WCW and the NWO clash a lot of times, but tonight I predict more intense action than we've ever seen before. We should see some good matches tonight, Tony. The best of WCW and the best of the NWO are all here in full force. You can be certain of one thing, Tony. Here in WCW, anything goes. The rulebook is going out the window. Tony, save some air for the fans. Let's just get the action started. Tony, the best thing about WCW is that we have more geeks than the scariest sideshow touring America or your wedding reception. We're in for some weird stuff tonight, Tony. It would be worse if Okran was around, but then again, we don't have to get dusted for Prince. I could tell you about all the great action that the fans will see tonight, but why bother? Let the humanoids find out for themselves, brain dead. Tony, you can smell the anticipation in the air. Either that or the rodeo's in town. We've got a good one tonight, Tony. All the top stars of WCW are ready to make wrestling history. It's all on the line, Tony. When you get this much talent in one arena, it's going to be an all-out war. This guy can do a lot of different things, Tony. The only thing he can't do is wrestle. This guy stinks. He's got no charisma, no ability. He's ugly, and he lets his mommy dress him in the dark. This guy is great. Aside from being real ugly, and he lets his mommy dress him. I don't know about you, but I've been really impressed with the way this guy's been handling his wrestling career. Of course, he'd be doing a lot better had I managed him. This guy's got an awful lot of skills, but he still has a few flaws. That's what makes him vulnerable. Look at that! What is this guy wearing? I've seen my cat cough up things on the carpet that look better than that. This guy's a wrestling machine, and he is programmed to beat people up, a lot like me in my wrestling days. You know, this guy's made the rounds with WCW, but I think it's time he does something to really make a statement. I remember when this guy started out, he showed a lot of promise, and I still think he could surprise some people. This guy is nothing but pure talent. I've seen his matches. He impresses me. If you want to learn about professional wrestling, you watch this guy. He's got it all. This man is dangerous. I wish his handlers from the zoo would show up, because if he escapes from the ring, it'll be the end of all of us. When this guy is in the ring, they should always play music, because that's the only way to soothe this savage beast. You've got to know how this guy handles himself in the ring. Nothing throws this guy. You can't take this guy lightly. If you treat him like a bum, he'll hit you so hard, you won't know what happened. Tony, learn this man's name. One day, this man is going to be a legend at WCW. This guy's already made an impact here at WCW, but trust me, he's not done yet. You've got to keep the fresh man in there at all times. I'll tell you what he's got to do. He's got to get out of there and get his partner in. You know, he shouldn't be so selfish. He should share some of the abuse with his partner. That's the fun of it. You can't let yourself get trapped in there. You've got to make sure that you stay fresh by making those frequent tags. His eyes are starting to glaze like a donut. He needs to get some rest. If he takes too much more punishment, it'll be all over for his team. He's been in there far too long, Tony. He really needs to make the tag. This guy needs to put "make a tag" at the top of his to-do list, if he has one. You can't let pride keep you in the ring too long, because if you do, you'll choke on that pride and lose the match. My philosophy has always been with my partner. If he wants to stay in there and take the beating, great. That means they won't be beating on me. Quick tags are the key to victory in a tag team match. Frequent exchanges are the most important strategy when you're wrestling a tag team match. You know, you've got to maximize your rest periods in a tag match. Usually the first team that gets winded is the losing team. I don't know how much more he can take, Shivani. He needs to get his partner in the ring now. He's had too much ring time. He really needs to make the swap. He can't take too much more. He needs to get some rest at ringside and let his partner try his luck, even if it's dumb luck. If he had hit that move, this match would be in the bag. No offense, Gene, I'm not talking about your girlfriend. Since he missed, he'll probably be the one carried off in a bag. What's he trying to do? Launch himself into space? That was awful. I knew he would miss. I guess he didn't have clearance from the tower to land. Dummy. I hope that he mops up his own splat mark after the match. Tony, I've been in wrestling for a long time. Yet misses like that never fail to make me smile. If only he would have had a chair or a table to break his fall. Now that would have been great. I hope no one falls into the hole that he made. A move that ugly ought to be illegal. Maybe next time he'll be more careful. I hope not, but maybe he will. Who cares? Now, Tony, you know that I'm not a betting man, but I would bet that really, really hurts. Pay up, deadbeat. These moves are only successful if you have the element of surprise. Boo! If your opponent knows that's coming, you're a sitting duck when you try moves like that. Quack, quack. You can't even try to make a move like that unless you're sure you can make contact. He took too much time, and it cost him big time. He rolled the dice. Craps. Snake eyes. You know, that's why I never tried those moves. The risk was just too great. You know, when you're trying those kinds of moves, the risk is just too big compared to the payoff. If he had hit it, he would have been able to put it in cruise control. As a result of the miss, he's got 2 chances to win. Slim and none. He took a chance, but this time it cost him plenty. I've seen anvils fly better than this guy. Well, they don't call them high-risk maneuvers for nothing. You know, that's why I never did those high-risk maneuvers, Tony. I never wanted to be peeled off the mat with a blotter. It's not like the other guy was going to wait for him to hit. Come on. That had all the grace of a nice plane crash. The next time he shouldn't yell. Look out below, dummy. He probably should have hit the air brakes. I'm surprised his crash bag didn't deploy. Next time the tower should signal him in for a landing. That shouldn't have hurt him much. He's too dumb to know pain. That'll teach him a lesson. Look before you leap, stupid. Look, pal. This ain't your sweetheart or your grandma. You have to do a lot more than that to pin him. It'll take a lot more than that to put him away. Come on, you need to do a lot more than that in order to win this match. It's going to take a lot to pin this guy. Like parking a truck on his chest. This guy seems to have a lot of guts, Tony. It's going to take a lot to put him down for the count. When I wanted to earn a pin, I would always gouge the eyes first in order to assure that he'd stay down. And it works. This guy is full of tenacity and other stuff. You can beat him, kick him, leave him for dead, but he'll keep coming back for more. A handful of trunks, you know, would have prevented that kick out. This guy's like a bad piece of carpet or Okarun's wig. You just can't keep it down. It's going to be tough getting rid of this guy. Matter of fact, he should hit the phone and maybe call for an exorcist. It's very simple. If he had clobbered him with a brick, he would have gotten the 1, 2, 3 count. Sometimes this guy can be like a greased pig. You think you got him where you want him, and then he slips away. You try to get this guy where you want him, but he's like a deadbeat dad. He just slips away. There's nothing harder than trying to pin an opponent. There's nothing harder than a grueling, sweaty match. And the one thing you want to hear is Gene Okerlund claiming you as the winner of the match. His opponent's like one of those crash dummies. You can slam him around all day, but he keeps coming back for more. This guy could be a world's champion if he only could pin people when he covers them. His opponent's like a punching bag. It doesn't matter how much you hit him, he just keeps coming back for more. He would have had him if he'd only placed his forearm across his throat. Tony, you should always precede your pin attempts with what else? A good Greco-Roman low blow. He needs to be careful. He might hurt someone with that. You know, it's very easy to overswing when you're consumed with rage. If he'd hit him, Tony, it might have been hard enough to level his whole family. If he comes this way with that, I'll have to hit him with some pepper spray. I got some. This maniac needs to be put in an asylum. That could have knocked him into next week. What a miss. You know, Tony, I got an idea. You should let him practice that on you. This guy needs to realize that his opponent isn't going to sit on a tee and let him whack him. Tony, you know, you should go down there and hold his opponent so he doesn't miss anymore. You get one chance to really knock your opponent. Once he knows that you're trying to use a weapon, he braces and is ready for it, and it's not really effective. Tony, I always felt that it was worse to miss a guy than hit him. When you miss him, he knows that you're trying to kill him, and it only makes him a lot madder. You've got to control your anger, because when you don't, you swing and miss like that. You got to control your anger. I'm talking to you, Tony. He needs to put a sighting scope on that weapon. Has he been taught how to use a weapon? His opponent is hot, but this guy doesn't need to fan him. You've got to make opportunities like that stick. That's sad. That is really sad, Tony. It's horrible to see. Not sad because using a weapon against another man is bad, but because he missed the joker with it. When guys I would manage would miss their opponents, you know what I'd do? I'd miss the next time they got their paycheck. Look, fella, he's not just going to stand there. That was like Tenay. It was weak. Maybe spring training should have helped that swing. That swing belongs on a porch. It was a real barn burner, Tony, but in the end, he got his barn burnt. That was an amazing battle, Tony. but he should feel proud that he came out on top. It doesn't matter how he earned it, Tony. All that matters is that his name is being announced as the winner. You have to be willing to do anything in order to make it happen. And tonight he did, and he earned himself a win. That was some match, Tony, but he pulled it out in the end. It doesn't matter how you make it happen. You can't help but feel happy when your name echoes over the loudspeaker as the winner. And you know, there's nothing like the look on your opponent's face after he's lost the match. That's the best thing in the world, to see them pout and cry. When I won a match, I always hoped that my opponent would cry. That always made me feel real good about what I had done. Real proud of myself. If he were to review the tape of this match, Tony, he can learn a lot from his mistakes. Yet that doesn't really matter because he won this match tonight. This man is truly a force to be reckoned with in the WCW. Take note of this guy, Tony, because he's going to play a major part in the future of WCW. Listen to these fans. Like it or not, they know that this guy can be a major player within WCW. This match has some give and take, but in the end, it was this man who came out on top. He took more. This man has tremendous ability, Tony. When he harnesses it, he gets results, like the win he earned tonight. When it was time, he took control and got himself the win. There's no shortage of talent in this man, Tony. It's no surprise that he earned the win. You know, some wrestlers have their moments, and that guy just had one tonight. This win might surprise some people, Tony, but not me. I was behind him all the way. Well, he earned the win tonight, Tony, but I think that there's now some serious heat between these two men. It doesn't matter if you do it cleanly or if you do it in the worst way possible. All that matters is that you win. He won the match, Tony. Nothing more really needs to be said. Period. You've got to admire any man who can overcome a superstar of the WCW. And tonight, this man did just that. You've got to be up to the challenge in order to compete in the WCW. Tonight, this man met the challenge and overcame it. The TV title is one of the most difficult titles to hold because it's defended the most. It's got the most difficult defense schedule in WCW. But this man, he will be a good champion. The TV title is usually the first stop of a successful career within WCW. This man should be proud, Tony, because he's taken the first step towards superstardom within the WCW. He made a lot of believers tonight, Tony. This victory made him a champion. You know, Tony, most of the guys that ended up as the world's champion started with this very title. The first thing that this guy will need is luck, since now a lot of guys will be after him for a title shot. The fans love the television champion since they see him defend the title the most. But really, who cares what the fans really think? Ladies and gentlemen, and I mean using that loosely, love him or hate him, this man is your new television champion. Take a good look, because the talent level within WCW could make this man's title reign very, very short. No champion travels more, faces more challengers, or has his title on the line more than the television champion. You know, the belt looks good on him. Of course, it'd look a lot better on me, but it still looks pretty good on him for the time being. Good luck, new champion. Pal, you're going to need it. Listen to these fans. They might not understand how to work a car door, but they understand that this man is the new television champion. This man is the new champion of these United States. And just so you know, Tony, that also includes New Jersey. The champion will now travel the United States defending his title. It will be a tough road, but this man should be up to the test. A lot of guys toil in the WCW for a long time, but once you have the U.S. title, you have finally proven yourself. A lot of great men have held this belt, and now it is this man's chance to make his name as a true superstar of WCW. The U.S. champion is one of the most prestigious titles within WCW. This man should really be proud. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your United States Heavyweight Champion. He came tonight with a game plan, and when it was all over, the plan won him the United States Heavyweight Championship. That was a tightly contested match, Tony, but in the end, it was this man who became the champion. While not the smartest United States champion, he figured out a way to bring the belt home. Now he's got to figure out where his house is. Tony, I've hated a lot of U.S. champions, and believe me, this guy is no exception. There is so much talent in the cruiserweight division, Tony, but right here is the best of them all. They may lack weight, but no cruiserweight lacks desire. And this man is the new cruiserweight champion. While they don't have a lot of height, they do have a lot of fight. Tony, say hello to the new cruiserweight champion of WCW. A lot of cruiserweights wear masks. You know why? Because they're ugly, Tony. But what does this guy care? He's got the belt. You can't overlook this division, Tony. These guys have more guts than a slaughterhouse. and their champion is one of the gutsiest guys around. You know, some cruiserweights are small enough to be used as hood ornaments, but their new champion more than makes up for it. They can soar like birds, yet can hurt you like a train wreck. You've got to love the cruiserweights as well as their champion. By winning this title, this man has proved that no one else in WCW moves as quick or flies as high. Even though it's one of the newest titles in WCW, there are few titles as hotly contested. This is the new Cruiserweight Champion. This man flies so well, so often, he ought to have a stewardess. Tony, here is your new Cruiserweight Champion. There is no more coveted title in the world today than the WCW World's Heavyweight Championship. Only the very best have won that title, Tony. And now this man has joined the elite group of wrestlers. In order to be the man, you've got to beat the man. Take a look at the man, our new WCW champion. This man has now gained the top spot in WCW. He is the world's heavyweight champion. This man has finally become part of an elite group with few peers. He has become the WCW champion. He has just earned himself 10 pounds of gold, and that makes him the top man in this sport today. When you look back at the men he defeated in order to earn this honor, it's truly amazing. It doesn't matter how many matches you win in your career, Tony. Nothing else cements your name into history books like winning this title. When people look back at this night, they will remember the brilliance of my commentary, as well as the fact that this guy won the world's title. He fought every worthy contender in WCW before finally taking the title from the champion. This has been quite a ride. What the WCW Heavyweight Championship means is that there is no other wrestler in the world today better than this man. There are a lot of fans who are not happy with this victory, but even they can't deny that this man is the top man at WCW. It takes a lot to be a tag team champion: guts, speed, and toughness. And these two men have all those qualities. I've managed a lot of tag team champions over the years, and believe me when I tell you that this is one of the best tag teams I've ever seen. They earned those belts, Tony. They truly are the best tag team in the WCW today. These two men will do anything to win a match. Well, that perseverance earned them the WCW Tag Team titles. If I had to choose the factor that earned these men the belts, I would say that it was their mean streak. You can tell by the sound of the crowd that at the very least they fully respect their new Tag Team champions. I often thought to myself that this team would get nowhere, but tonight they proved a lot of things to a lot of people by winning the title. WCW has so many incredible tag teams, Tony. Now you can add this team to the list. It takes a lot to be a tag team champion: guts, speed, and toughness. And these two men have all those qualities. I've managed a lot of tag team champions over the years, and believe me when I tell you that this is one of the best tag teams I've ever seen. WCW has so many incredible tag teams, Tony. Now you can add this team to the list. He looks livid. You know, he looks like I do when I see Orkran leaving my house at 3 in the morning. He seems ready to do anything it takes to win this match. He sure looks ready to me. He's prepared long and hard, Tony, for this contest. He told me before the match, it's go time, and I left. You know, he's like me before a match. He's intense. He's prepared. Prepared, that is, to use a chair or whatever he can get his hands on to secure a win. He's ready to give these fans wrestling action. Prepare for a wrestling clinic, Tony. You may learn something. He really wants this one. He said before the match, it's time to make a statement to WCW and all the humanoids watching. He'll be sure to make a statement tonight, Tony. He wants to be sure that his name is right there on top with the rest of the stars at WCW. What a tough human being this guy is, Tony. You know, he beats his beard in and then bites him off from the inside. This guy has everything it takes to be a champion. Well, except me as a manager. He's ready to fight for what he wants. His opponent is ready for a lesson in pain. You know, this guy's got a lot, Tony. He has all the tools to make a name for himself here at WCW. Take it from the brain. This man can fight, Tony. We're in for a treat tonight. This man is ready to go to work, Tony. And his job tonight is to take out his opponent one way or the other. This man is ready to work. And his job tonight is to bust heads. And I would hate to be his opponent. I don't know which looks nastier, Tony. This guy or Orkran at 6 a.m. You know, Tony, if I was in the ring waiting to fight this guy, the only thing he'd see is my taillights as I hit the off-ramp. He looks meaner than Orkran at last call. He has taken too much damage. In fact, he looks exhausted. He's beginning to look a little worse for wear. In fact, a lot worse. He's showing the effects of all that damage, all right. It's obvious to me now that he's lost a step. He's tired. If wrestling had a timeout, he should be asking for it right now. He needs to get out of the ring and take himself a breather. You know, Tony, if he could take a nap right now, he would. He's gasping for air right now. Bring on the oxygen. He needs to regain his composure and mount some kind of an offense. If he can catch his breath, he might be able to get back on track in this match. He seems a little dazed to me. No, he doesn't seem a little dazed. He seems a lot dazed to me. He's so dazed, I bet he still thinks he can win this match. When you get shaken like this, Tony, you need to get some distance between yourself and your opponent. I think he was not cross-eyed by one of those shots. He needs to walk off some of that damage and try to take control of this match. The toll of those moves he suffered are showing on him right now. You can only take so much over the course of a match, and I believe he's nearing his limit. He's really dazed. You know, normally I'd say dazed and confused, but this guy's always been confused. He's hurt. And who wouldn't be after suffering that much damage? I bet he's wondering why he even signed with WCW instead of doing something safe like testing parachutes or underwater demolition. And that injury is really going to slow him down, if not put him out of this match altogether. You know, some people are bothered when they see a bad injury in the ring like that. Not me. I enjoy it. I wish more guys would get hurt. I don't mind it at all. Just a nice guy. That's what makes WCW so dangerous and so great, Tony. Anytime, anywhere, something can go terribly wrong. That was no mistake, Tony. He wanted to injure this guy. You have no idea how much easier it is to pin a guy when he's injured. You know, if this guy needs a good doctor, I got a cousin who just finished a medical correspondence course. I mean, it's up to you, pal. If the price is more important than quality, he's your man. You should go see a doctor about this. In fact, while you're there, you should also have your head examined. He seems to be suffering a lot of pain. But you know, I don't have much sympathy for people that suffer from all that pain. Matter of fact, I suffer every time I watch this ham and egger wrestle. I hope this guy likes bad food because I see a hospital stay in his future and a bedpan. I'm amazed he's on his feet. He looks awful. What's keeping him going?